Hello, CWF Universe. We have a special episode of Backspace. Oh, we have a special episode. Sorry, got that pesky audio coming in. Anyway, we have a special episode of Backstage Pass. As you can see, I got two lovely guests. This is a special post ALA episode of CWF Backstage Pass. And we had a wonderful time at ALA. A lot of things happened. A lot of championships were defended. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and have my guests of the stream introduce themselves. First off, playing King Boo and one of the attendees at Tabletop Gaming, we have the lovely Christina. How you doing, Christina?
Hey guys, I'm doing totally fine. If my voice sounds scratchy, it's because con life. But yeah, I was cosplaying King Boo for CWF and I was actually staffing tabletop gaming, so you probably have seen me around the con a few times.
And and coming live from his phone, the the double competitor, double dipping as both Waluigi and Virgil during ALA weekend. The one and only, oh, and also our favorite cat dad. Give it up for Eric.
Gato kitty.
Hello, and yes, I actually do have another cat with me, so I'm a little other.
No, dude, it's the internet. You could always, it's always good to show off your cat.
Everybody loves cats on the internet.
But let's go ahead and get started. So ALA happened. Both of you were heavily involved in the convention, be it staffing or just general walking around. Before we talk about the show, what did you think of ALA 2020? First con of the new decade.
Oh man. I will admit, because I have been attending ALA since it was at LAX Marriott, which has been, God, years ago. So the fact I went from being an attendee to actually now staffing the con with some friends of mine, it's a very different experience completely because you get to learn more how the con works and how it like sets up, tear down, and just even how everybody reacts is very different compared to being an attendee. But overall, it was a really, really cool experience. Just, being able to see that huge comparison difference is really cool.
Yeah, I'd been going to ALA. God, I don't know how long. 2015 or so. It's always my favorite. This is no exception. It started, but I can't really imagine this Fanime. I usually host a panel here, and that again at JoJo's Bizarre Fan Panel. So besides CWF, pretty active. Amazing. Get to see friends. Very chill. Sac Anime. And I really respect that. It's my first time rooming, so that experience. I live pretty close, 15 minutes away, but definitely.
Yeah. Curious, your JoJo panels, is this the same one that Kira Buckland does?
Yes, I've been doing those for a while now, a few years. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I took a because I was just very busy with other stuff. It was great to come back. And actually, I'm talking with someone now for doing a similar style panel, One Piece. So expect to see that sometime next year.
Hey, a One Piece
Very nice.
panel. Uh,
Even though One Piece is so popular, we don't really see a lot of representation. Just so I want to try to change.
Yeah, that would be actually really cool to see that.
I mean, no, you're right. I think One Piece is popular, but no, not a lot of people have started deep diving into the series, which is ironic because Oda puts in so much stuff for that he foreshadows, and there's like a lot of themes of the characters that really play out, but because everything in One Piece is so goofy and colorful, they kind of fly by us.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a very well thought out series. I just got into it. I started in August, caught up in December. Yeah, I can safely say it's my favorite series.
Yeah. I Right. First off, if anybody is out there, chat. If we are lagging, please let me know. I know Anthony is going to volunteer to host us, but in the meantime, if everything's looking okay, if everything's not looking okay, let me know, and I'll try to get this. But as promised, I got the overlay working.
Exciting.
Exciting.
It looks good. It looks good.
All right, well, right now I'm worried that it's a little choppy, but we'll see. Um, as for me, LA 2020 was a return to form for me. I was gone in 2019. Kevin and I were gone. We had Arizona to deal with, and with no Arizona, I came back, and I was only at ALA for 1 day, 2 days technically, Thursday, Friday, and it's weird. I didn't bring cosplay, and because I had to go leave early, and I don't know, maybe it's me getting old, but I felt normally when you go to a con, a big con, and you don't cosplay and you feel invisible, you're like, fuck, I hate being a normie right now. There's so much fun I could have. I didn't have that feeling. And I don't know, maybe because I was so stressed about CWF stuff, or maybe because I knew I was leaving early. But it
Or it
was.
could be both. It could be both.
It could be both. No, I don't want to be old. I don't want to be old.
Yeah, no, it's a very chill. A lot of my cosplay still having it.
Yeah, it's something I think about. But I'll tell you one thing: when you don't cosplay, your suitcase is way bigger than you think it was.
No kidding. No kidding. My God, it's a difference when you have when you bring so many cosplays versus like normal clothes. Your suitcase when you do cosplay stuff, you pack all the cosplays, you pack your normal clothes, your pajamas and all that. And it's like, crap, this is a huge suitcase. And then when you just be like, who cares about cosplay? I'm just gonna bring normal clothes. It's like, wow, what a difference.
Not to
Oh God.
Not to mention, you kind of forget that you could double up on normal clothes. And like, oh yeah, I could wear one pair of jeans for 2 to 3 days, as opposed to, you bring in a Kakashi outfit, and it's like I gotta wear this for 3 hours, and then I gotta swap to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Tight leather says version. Lots of.
Yo, I'm curious, Eric. Like, how much space does your Virgil cosplay take up?
I carry the coats on a separate coat hanger, and I hang that in my car. It makes me a little concerned since I'm planning on bringing him to Fanime, and I still don't know if I'm busing, driving. We'll see about. Yeah, Virgil takes I make a couple trips a month on a wig I keep on a foam pad. It's very, but it's.
But I mean, the cosplay itself looks really fantastic, especially the coat. My God.
Thank you. ALA is such a great convention to have it because it's pretty cold in LA. This is another reason why I love it so much. It's the only convention I'll ever do certain cosplay are just too hot for AX.
Oh God.
And that was just hell. I mean, I had a full body neck to.
Whoa. Virgil in hell should be used to that.
All right.
But
It's good. It's good.
so did you guys do any major events at ALA, or were you just kind of the walk around a bit?
Yeah, actually, one of my friends was a competitor in the ALA comedy show, and actually ended up winning. That was great to see.
Oh shoot!
Cool.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
Are we talking about the otaku comedy tournament?
Yes.
Who was it?
Ryan. Great.
Oh my God, Ryan! Yes, the one who talked about being gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I died during his audition. I remember he played me like a flippin' fiddle, and I told him this because um, when you get around enough stand up, you kind of notice some patterns, especially among the anime crowd. And Ryan, for those of you who don't know who've met him, he's a tall white guy. Tall white guy. He really dressed like a hipster for the auditions, and he said it's really hard to tell a joke in 2019. And in my brain, I'm like, oh God, here we go. Centrist white dude comedy. Here we go. And then he says, it's hard to tell it's a joke in 2019 because it's 2020 right now. And I died. I lost it.
That's good. That's actually really good. God damn, that's actually really
I lost it. And his routine was the opposite of centrist white dude comedy, but it was edgy, but it was challenging. Uh, it was honest, and it had stuff to say, and it was freaking funny. I was cackling like a moron.
Yeah, his final performance was amazing as well, but he really shined improv with round two. He's great at improv. The question was, so they were asked a question. They had a kind of minute improv skit. So the question was, name your wife, and he comes up and obviously he's like, well, that term wife doesn't work for me. And he just goes on about like all, just he was saying such outlandish stuff. Yeah, it was an easy.
I'm happy that he won. He was one of my favorites to win it. He was great. What about you, Christina? You staffed.
I was staffing pretty much mainly the whole time. I pretty much stayed in the exhibition hall because I wasn't interested in half of the panels. Like they were all pretty good. The only obviously key one was obviously CWF being the key focus for me, along with making
Well,
sure I get to
whoa,
work on
whoa.
time.
Just make sure, just make sure there are a lot audience. There's a lot of quality panels at ALA.
There is. Trust me on this one.
Unnecessary debates.
There is a lot of really good at ALA. There is a lot of really, really fantastic panels. I was just more interested in the exhibition hall because that's where I meet up with a lot of my friends. And obviously, time was kind of against me due to the fact that, like I said, staffing it's like a very different perspective compared to being an attendee because staffing you have to worry about time half of the time. Wow, that sounded like a redundant sentence, but it was really interesting. I met up with a lot of my friends. I actually ran into some new friends, which really made my day. So that was really cool. And I was so freaking happy running into a cosplayer. And I'm like, yes! It was just so many cool memories about that con. A lot of good ones. A lot of.
I think Eric will crucify me if I don't mention it, but I had the pleasure of being in the unnecessary debates by the Grand Geek Gathering.
Expecting it all. I had a big group of my friends there, and then we saw you, and we started a little CWF chat.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but that also just meant people I know were watching me just walk Dante's Inferno. Um,
Isn't there also a game you both been playing a lot at this convention?
no, wait, no.
Just yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, Christina. Don't jump the gun because this is a moment where Eric, Joey, and Shy, where he plays Seto Kaiba, they got the rare opportunity of watching me suffer.
What?
The unnecessary debates is done by my friend Tyler from the Grand Geek Gathering. He's great. The guy is an amazing host. His panel, he gets like people from Community and writers from Rick and Morty to be in the panel, and it's a debate. But step one is you can't try to win with actual. I mean, you need logic, but if you come in there like, let me tell you my facts, you'll get blown the fuck out. It was chaos. And I think I was channeling Dante from Clerks, because the phrase I kept yelling was I wasn't supposed to be here today, which was true. I was supposed to. I wanted to show up, and then one of the debaters couldn't make it, and Tyler's all, "Hey, come up on here," and I said foolishly, I said yes.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It sounds like fun. It definitely sounds like fun.
It was fun. We were debating like which character in Dragon Ball Z it would be the best stripper, and
God.
yeah, the other team argued Master Roshi. Our team argued Akira Toriyama. And
Wow.
yeah,
It's interesting to me that the last question was the one that got everyone the most heated because it sounded like the most innocent.
was it Kingdom Hearts 3 versus getting your card towed?
Yeah. It caused such a I don't. Can I say S words?
Yeah, go ahead. Swearing's okay. It was a shit show. People were shirtless. People were yelling. I didn't even play Kingdom Hearts 3, but I had to argue my side. And, sometimes, truth be damned, you got to dunk on the other team.
Yeah. I mean, that's point of debating.
I think one of the points we said was you could get your car back, but you can't get your time back.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
I did remember the one of the questions we won was who was sexier, Spike Spiegel or who was the other gun? It was
Different anime, probably.
It was something wacky. I don't.
it was Spike Spiegel, and then I just went on the mic. I went, Spike Spiegel is dead, and the crowd just went fuck.
Wow, son of wow.
It was the easiest way. It's like Spike Spiegel's dead. It's hard to be sexy when you're in the ground. Our character isn't dead.
Rip.
And it was crazy because we went to that panel on such a whim. Because we had just gotten out of that just made us so angry and cringed out, especially shy. And we were just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just try this one. Hopefully we ass cringe. And then sure enough, we saw you and everyone else there. We knew we were going to. I thank you a lot.
Thank you. I'm glad my suffering led to.
I won't name the panel that I was at because, I don't want crusades against that party. Yeah.
It sounded like a really fun panel, though. It definitely sounded really fun. It sounded, obviously, with G suffering, it sounded a whole lot of blast. To watch him suffer. I think it would have been fun to watch.
You could hear the anguish in my voice.
I wouldn't be surprised if I could even hear it from when I was in tabletop. I probably heard it miles away without even knowing.
Did somebody say tabletop?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is not an official ALA event, but
No.
it wasn't.
Not.
But it got played so often it might as well be. Well, unofficially, the board game of ALA was was Bargain Quest. Bargain Quest was a game that I innocently showed to the team on Thursday evening, right before the CWF meeting, and then it claimed Joey's soul.
Every time, this is how insane this game is. Every time I worked tabletop gaming, I'd somehow see these guys sitting in the corner on like one side or the left or one on the right, and I'm sitting here like, are they seriously playing Bargain Quest again? And all my friends like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's a game they've been playing literally every time I end up in here.
No, that's bad, but it's worse because okay, we played Bargain Quest on Thursday, and then we played Bargain Quest on Friday. Before CWF, I go home, and then
these guys continue playing the game.
Well, I went home with the board game, but then I told the chat.
It wasn't even at ALA. It was a board game that G had brought
Yeah, I brought it
okay.
over. It wasn't at ALA. It was my game. But then
Oh, no.
when I left, I went, Joey, they're selling it at ALA.
Oh
So
no.
Joey
Mistake doing that.
goes and buys Bargain Quest and
Oh,
plays
no.
it again with a bigger group, plays it again after that, and then I see Reagan go, like, hours later, oh yeah, we're in tabletop. Look us up in the left. We're playing Bargain Quest. I'm like,
Yeah, pretty much every time. Every time, and I'm like I think it was even on Sunday. I'm going over there, and I'm like, is everybody still playing this game? And everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, son of a gun, this game is popular.
G left on Friday, so we played Burden Quest Friday. Then we played it Saturday, and then we played it Sunday. It was
And-
insane.
And it was every time it was near my shift too. I always see you guys. I'm like, this is just insane.
Yeah, like, Christina and I had to film a CWF
24/7 belt, yeah.
Yeah, anything goes, and it was crazy because I was like, Isaac was watching us play, and I was just like, Isaac, fill me in. And at
And he
first,
was confused.
yeah, he was like, this seems like a lot, and then we come back, and he's like, I get it now. And
Yeah,
we were-
exactly.
he finished the game for me. Be happy.
To bring everyone up to speed on what is Bargain Quest, Bargain Quest is a board game where you play as an item shop. There are monsters attacking the village, and you have to equip them with items so that they don't die, but you also need to make...
Heroes with items, not
You,
the monsters.
yeah, you equip the heroes with items so they don't die, but at the same time, you need to make a quick buck. So you have to balance... Stupid webcam. You have to balance the priority of keeping the town alive, because if all the heroes die, everyone loses, and you want to make a lot of money. So that's the interesting choice. Actually, no, that's the second interesting choice. The first interesting choice is who gets the Chinese shop, because everyone fights over the Chinese shop because you get
Why? Like, it doesn't even do anything.
and it doesn't
The
do.
shop is insane.
Yeah, all the shops are they all look different, but they play the same. But there's this one shop. It's a stereotypical Chinese shop. It's like the shop you see in Jackie Chan Adventures or in the Gremlins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's stereotypical Chinese shop. And Robert, the freaky fish guy, demands to be the Chinese shop. He plays that game with ethics out the window.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been hearing that quite a lot too.
you could just sell people fake items that do nothing, or even give them negative stats, but you make a quick buck off of it. So, yeah.
That was Bargain Quest. If we had the rest of the team here, we would talk about that all night. But let's get to the meat.
Knowing you guys, yeah.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes, shall we? Cosplay Wrestling Federation ALA 2020.
What a show.
No kidding. Like, I was impressed at the fact that one, the room was filled to the brim to where people were standing. Like,
Yeah.
wow, what a surprise.
Yeah, that it's very reminiscent. We never had standing room only until outside of our first ALA show. So it was very nostalgic for me, having the panel room in a hotel and having the standing room only. But oh god, this is a bad idea to turn on the light. But the crowd reception was gnarly.
It was insane.
People said that staff said that nobody got a line that long in that room. That was the largest panel room. Nobody got a line until we came along.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
like, what makes it even funnier, like, sorry for cutting you off, but what makes it funnier, because I was working tabletop gaming, like I said, it's right next door to where literally the panel, every time I see a panel, the lines were always short. Like, anybody could go in, but like you just said, when CWF showed, no joke, all I'm hearing is obviously the longest line in history, and everybody freaking chanting, CWF, and I'm sitting here. Okay, I feel sorry for tabletop gaming. Good luck, guys.
Oh,
Consider that. Yeah. No, wait. Joey and I were mostly outside of the room because of our whole shtick, and we
Yeah.
got to see people walking by, hearing the crowd, stopping and looking, getting interested, and then just going inside to stand. That's how much of a mag I got to see.
oh yeah. Thank you for mentioning that, Eric. Christina and Eric have and myself have 3 different perspectives of the show. Obviously, I'm the showrunner. Christina has the perspective of a normal competitor, so she was in the round. But Eric, let's focus on you a little bit because you were in your first championship match. Now, I'm not counting King of Chaos because that was for a crown, not a championship.
Yeah.
Wait. I was in final rounds before.
First tag championship match. Forgot to add that.
Tag team, yeah.
That was my first tag match. Yeah, that was interesting. I was also my first kind of entourage role as well. A lot of firsts. Also first, anything goes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. The all 3 belts were being circulated in CWF: heavyweight, anything goes, and tag team. I want to focus on the tag team because this was, if you look at it, the tag team show, the regular show was built around the tag team show. Because we wanted to do something. When we had the tag teams, we allowed ourselves to be a little bit more experimental. We could, script a little bit more things and do a little bit stuff that's off-brand just because we don't have a full roster. And Eric and Joey, who plays Wario, were kind enough to step up and get in the tag division. So want to go ahead and share your behind the scenes of what you two were thinking about?
Yeah, so we came up all together with this idea that because originally at AX there was an announcement the princess is the tag, but circumstances made it so that couldn't happen yet, and so we came up with this idea of well, Wario and Waluigi are kind of the natural rival of these Mushroom Royal. What if they tried to storm this convention expecting there to be a tag match with them, and then there having to be a seemingly spontaneous tag match that comes out of nowhere? And it went really well, actually, with Reagan and Bryce's idea for Lupin and Jigen, because they were actually planning on being in disguise. So everything just lined up very well. And I think it paid off. I think it made a huge reaction with the crowd, a shock, and it really built up the tag as this, like G said, this more off-brand experiment.
Because I remember when there was a moment when I knew that we made the right decision was when every time Mr. Dangerous said there is no tag match, crowds all boo, we want a tag match. And in my brain I'm all ha ha played in our effing hands. And when Joey
And even some of the people in the audience were like, "Oh, they won that a few times," like just watching, and I'm like, "This is gonna be insane."
the other
To quote Howard Ratner from Uncut Gems, I made a big gamble and it's about to pay off.
oh yeah,
pretty much.
there was a lot of Uncut Gems quoting at ALA.
Go watch Uncut Gems. It's a great.
This is how I win.
This is how I win.
The point where, so there was the fact that we were calling up the semifinalists and the crowd was like, where's Waluigi? Where's Waluigi?
Yeah, I did that outside the room. And I was like, oh, how cute they think we're going.
So there was that when they came out, Bryce and Reagan did a little bit where Reagan was yelling, and then Bryce chases him out because Reagan's causing a scene disguised as a lone CWF tech, and he's wearing my hat. And when I told him, you better take care of this with your life. But besides the point, they're getting ready, and they're going through tag teams to fight. And when Joey settles on, how about Lupin and Jigen? You can hear the crowd go, oh, like that, like not like you summon the devil, or you're knocking, you're ringing Satan's doorbell.
Pretty much.
There's this like you're poking the bear, and you don't, and you want to see what happens. So when the theme dropped, crowds are, they're gonna fight Lupin and Jigen.
It was just so well done. It was so stinking well done.
You're gonna keep Hallelujah, right?
Hallelujah, that was funny.
I never thought of Hallelujah before. You know, that actually kind of ties into a future idea we have of a new
Oh.
Because a fun fact, chat. Eric has a deep fascination with the 1,004 holds of Chris Jericho.
God damn.
No, you don't. In fact, the crowd was actually yelling out "armbar" when you had the list.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The list was so last minute too. I'm so happy that it actually survived the trip.
Really?
On stage.
Because I remember just everyone's reaction, like, because I was watching it, I didn't even stay in the back. I wanted to literally see the tag team match between Lupin Jigen versus the Wario Warfare, which I swear to God, that freaking title. But just watching it from the sidelines, I'm like, this is gonna be insane. And I was talking to, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to Isaac a little, and how we were like, oh, it might be Lupin and Jigen. Oh, it might be the Warriors. And I'm sitting here like, this is gonna be a close call between these two, because they're both really solid choices. Like, good God. But it was so hilarious when he pulled out that list. I'm like, yep, this is gonna go insane. It feels like the ABCs of Skeletor all over again.
Lupin and Jigen had so many props that when they kept pulling them out, the tennis balls, the caps, and then the moon bits, that was just so much. Like, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, it was my first tag match. I know the men are so talented, and the characters are so great. I really didn't want to fight them. Lupin the Third is one of my favorite series ever, and it was very difficult to go against them like that, and it paid off. I was so pleased with the performance. I thought they were great. I thought they rightfully deserved the defense of the title.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the title is a prop, and if it's all about the fight, and even in defeat, the Wall Brothers look good, but that also makes Lupin and Jigen look really good, because if it was one-sided, it would be like whatever, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and I mean, Wario and Waluigi, not to kind of put Joey and I down, but like, they're very easy fodder. I mean, they're just so wacky. They have so many like downfalls, and they kind of take pride in those downfalls.
You know, yeah, they are. It doesn't hurt Wario and Waluigi to lose, because it just feeds into their characters more.
Exactly.
And this was a great. We were actually planning this. We wish we had more time to flesh out the idea, but that's what other shows are. This idea of them finally being like, we need to fight back more, and so that was where Water and Warf. And yeah, we have some great ideas for that in the future. Developing character, we have some pretty long. It doesn't concern us what it's just how far we.
But hey, I'm glad you enjoy. You two are over the moon, and nothing makes me happier than watching the performers be happy. Now, Christina, how you? I know that 2019 was a little rough on you in terms of a performer where you've been kind of in a rut and you never really hit your stride, and then you found something at Anime California. So this was your first big show as
shot, yeah.
your first main show as King Boo. Were you nervous?
Oh dear Lord! I'll put it this way. I literally had to talk to Robert and Wesley so much, saying, "What in the hell do I do? I'd never been that nervous in my life over just something so silly, you know?" And I'm sitting here, okay, this is actually a championship battle, because every time I, compete, it was never for the belt. It was for obviously Yen in the Vault, obviously just, Anime California, and just all these smaller ones. And then it's like, this is, oh god, oh crap, this is actually an actual, what the hell do I do? And then I was talking to, Isaac's girlfriend, and she's like, "Don't worry, you're fine. You'll be fine." And I'm sitting here like, that's not helping me at all, bro. I'm freaking nervous as hell right now, just like trying to keep the face paint on, and I'm like, please don't sweat through, please don't sweat through, please stay home, please, for the love of. And then so we were just coming up with whatever I could come up with the promo, because I remember the one thing I said at Anime California, my last line, which was, "You don't stand a ghost of a chance against me." I'm like, okay, I'm keeping that line for the rest of my life, because that thing is freaking like my final move. I'm done. I just want to get off the stage now, please. And then it was just hilarious, because I'm sitting here. I'm trying so hard to not be nervous. Having my phone, just looking like, what am I going? I want to get off. Gosh darn it. I'm not even on the stage yet. I'm like, I want to get out of here. And then, when I perform, just trying to be like, I'm gonna do this. And then when I get off the stage, I'm like, I don't want to go back on right now. I'm so freaking dead. I'm scared as hell. This is so different. Because every crowd I faced was small. And this one being like one of the big main shows, the only other time I've seen a room that large was Hentai Con. Because obviously.
Oh no! This was way larger than Hentai Con.
Exactly, but the other time I seen large crowd was Hentai Con, but obviously has a different character. So the fact that this character, King Boo, was like, okay, what can I use to my advantage? And just try and get the audience to react. And I'm like, okay, I know Demon Slayer's popular. Okay, I know Gravity Falls is popular. I know Steven Universe is popular. I'm like, okay, I know I could bash the living crap out of it because they are so damn popular, and I'm annoyed with it. And then, what is it? Then after that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. My last name is freaking Boo. If I can get Boo, I'm good. That's it. And I'm like, yeah, that is a good question. Will we need a bigger room for next year? We don't know. That is a good question, though.
Oh, shoot. That didn't show up in the chat for me. Who asked that?
The Living Ninja.
Oh, the Living Ninja. Yes. Now the question is, will you guys need a bigger... Judging by what happened at ALA this year, yes.
Yeah, we're going to definitely need a big one. That's the scary
We
one.
need a bigger room just because we had standing room only.
Majority of the people were standing. It was like...
No. Okay.
No. What I meant to say was everybody was sitting. All the chairs were taken up to where people were standing when they came. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, the majority of the people...
I had to rephrase that.
It's okay. But it's still a very important thing just because I remember Sarah, who was helping us. God bless her heart. Sarah was responsible. Sarah saved a lot of people's lives that day.
Including mine, quite literally.
Oh, I gotta hear that story. Jeez.
Save that for when we get to.
Sarah is the CWF's one of the strongest supporters we've ever have. She makes the signs for us, and she does a lot of miscellaneous items for the show. And this show, she was the official stair holder,
that stair. Oh my god.
The stairs were a little
They hated us. The stairs hated us. That's all you need to know.
I want to say they hate us, but they weren't
Stable. They were not stable.
as stable as they should be. Let's see.
There we go.
Wario's hat can confirm we need a bigger room. When I was outside waiting for our return to shoo everyone off the stage, easily 50 people stood to watch our show outside before being told to move by security.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's insane.
hello, Joey. The Wario's hat is that's probably Joey. Joey, I have a little story about you guys, which I will say after this the stairs bit. So the stairs were not as stable as they should be. So what Sarah would do is she would stand on the staircase and brace them, which was very important for people like Daniel, who can't see, or Glenn, who's Optimus Prime, whose entire foot took up like the width of the stairs. But she would run to the back of the stage and tell Wes messages staff would tell her, like, they're standing room only and we need to scoot people in. And so Wes is like, hey, everybody, scoot in, make friends. This is the only time I remember in a long while that's not AX, where we have to tell people, hey, you gotta scrunch in. None of this empty
Spaced out,
none of this empty two seat shit. Like, you gotta
basically squeeze in, make friends. What else can we do?
Yeah, squeeze and make friends. And people were piling up on the left side. We couldn't have that. We needed them on the right side because the left side was where all the people were. And then all of a sudden, that left corner got filled up. What the fudge is going on? What the fudge?
Yeah, even like when I stood outside before I walked in for my entry, I was literally seeing people behind me, like they were peeking in too, and I'm like, you could go inside. There's room. Just you have to stand. I mean, we're very cool show. We actually are entertaining. Go, please watch.
Now,
and people were like, they were just still peeking in, and it's like, oh, okay.
So a little backstage story. There was a sequence where Wario and Waluigi shoo away the semifinalist, right? And
That's right.
I instructed them when, after they applause, come in and shoo everyone away. So everyone clapped, and we're talking, and they didn't show up. I was like, okay, where are they? All right,
I thought there was going to be music playing, like our theme was going to play again.
I was like, that's okay. So Eric thought there was going to be music playing. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, how do I get him here without telling him to get here? So we just did. I was like, well, Eric's really savvy in tropes. If we just say nothing bad's gonna happen multiple times, that will be the trigger. Like,
Yeah.
And sure enough, it worked. Yeah, when it worked, good. I'm sure this is good. Everything's normal. Nothing bad could happen right now. And then they came. I was like, thank you.
Like, everybody, honestly, in this show, being like the first time going up against an actual champion, I'm really surprised how well the show ran, especially with how many quick changes there were for, like, especially Jeremy and Eric.
Yes.
Guy, and just every freaking Optimus Prime. Like, everybody did a super fantastic job. And I think also at the same time, it was Julian's performance when he was, what's the
Sugimoto. Real quick,
when he was
Christina. Sorry, I just need to put a quick pin in it. I just want to thank Thieving Ninja for giving us a follow. Thank you very much.
Yay!
All right, so go ahead back to Sugimoto.
But yeah, it was his second time performing at a CWF show, because I remember talking a little bit saying that he told me that it was his second time and that his first performance was at Mag West. And he was actually telling me, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, and then trust me, dude, you'll do 10 times better than what I'm gonna do. You'll be fine.
Shoot.
And then, what did you do, G?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. My phone fell.
He messed up.
Hey, my phone fell on the keyboard. All right.
But what was interesting was when Julian performed, I was actually trying so hard not to laugh because when they were mentioning about like being punching a bear and all that, the whole audience was reacting, even though everybody didn't like. Majority of the audience didn't know who that character was, me included, and I'm sitting. Yeah, he's gonna do really good, really solid, and it was just really funny. Even just watching Robert actually competing as Freaky Fish Guy again, I'm sitting here like I'm trying so hard in the back not to laugh because this convention likes their memes. Memes galore. I'm sitting here like I'm so screwed. I love it, but I'm so screwed.
I think my favorite chant crowd besides Hallelujah was for Optimus Prime.
Mother trucker.
Oh yeah, mother trucker.
Mother truckers and nuts and bolts. Oh my god.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the logo real quick. That way I could go ahead and fix this because stupid phone fell on it.
I think I was listening carefully to like when I was rewatching a little bit. One of the chants I heard for me, not my king, not my king, and I'm sitting here like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. I'm a dude that's a king. I totally forgot. I was totally not there. I'm like, oh yeah. And then after the show, funny enough, after the show, I was wandering around, obviously in cosplay, and then people literally were like saying, "Not my king!" like outside of the show, and I'm sitting here like, oh crap, I'm gonna get that chant for a while, aren't I? Yeah, it's gonna follow me, I swear. Florida man. Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I appreciate you because there weren't many. It's hard being a heel. There aren't many heels, so thank you for doing that. So
It was my honor.
it's great to have a chant that's boo, but that's also like a cheer to you.
It's classic delusional heel that they
I'm doing something right now, Gabriel.
they can't read the room. It's it's great. It's hilarious. It's frustrating. It makes you want to hate them more.
Yeah, especially like I was paying attention to every contestant. I'm like, am I seriously the only heel again? Am I seriously the only one? Like, I understand there were other heels, but I felt like I was the only heel obvious one, you know? And I'm like, yeah.
Popular with CWF. I mean, I think Martin and Waluigi. I felt like we kind of nearly crossed the line of being a heel just because Lupin and Junior are so big. That was hard for us.
And plus, you guys were one of the fan favorites that everybody adores. So it's like, yeah, that totally makes.
We were also storming. We were storming the CWF show. We were berating the organization. So it almost felt like, oh man, are we coming off as a heel? But no, we got chance. So I was.
Yeah, you guys got the really funny chants. Hallelujah is still one of the greatest ones I've heard at that one. I'm like, yeah, that one's funny. But funny enough, like Florida Man, he is the meme of all memes. But Skeletor versus Florida, holy smokes, it was literally last decade versus this decade memes. What in the hell is going on?
Florida Man was so unexpected.
That was beyond.
I love Jeremy and I love Florida Man, but I did not expect Florida Man to hit it off that hard. I genuinely thought Florida Man was gonna beat Skeletor, and I got concerned because I was like, how do you go against something Florida?
Even Daniel, the guy that plays Skeletor, he's like, when he in character, he's like, is this seriously happening? Is this seriously a joke?
What do you
think?
Like, I'm in there. I went. Our top competitors are Optimus Prime, the Burrito, the Fish, and Florida Man. What is in your water, ALA?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you guys drinking this time? Is it more vodka? Because I know it's everywhere, but Jesus Christ, guys. But it was just funny because I've never seen Jeremy outside of cosplaying Mario. Because every time I encounter him, he's always Mario. And the fact that he went completely 360 and went with the character that nobody expected, it's like, oh my god. We're going up against another meme. What in the hell is going on? And then freaking looking at Skeletor, I'm like, oh, you're in for a treat, buddy. Oh, freaking lord.
I think we did skip a few segments because there's a lot of stuff that happened that we need to talk about.
Go ahead.
Robert did a quick change into the Freaky
Yes.
Fish, and Eric.
That was
One of the reasons why I had you because you had the unique opportunity of being in the fish suit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was honestly a great experience. Robert had shown me the fish costume the night before and made me wear it and walk it back to the hotel to make sure it bumped. Honestly, it fits like a glove. This might sound weird. I would like to get that suit. Uh, Robert had told me, hey, one thing that's really hard about the fish costumes, you need to act very physically. It's not the same as like the other stuff you've done, because the audience can't see your face. I use my face a lot.
That's right, yeah.
And I was very kind of self-conscious as the anglerfish, and I had no idea of. First of all, I couldn't really see the audience. Second of all, I couldn't see myself at all. So I was just kind of moving around, trying my best. But I think I did great. Robert had some crazy idea. And very well. His set was so funny. His props were just people really loved it. I was very happy and very happy I didn't die falling off the stairs.
All right, so
I did
chat, just letting you know
run
things
into a pole and
things are gonna get a little weird on the stream just because I'm gonna go ahead and fix everything. But keep talking, Eric.
But
yeah, I did run into a pole at the very end though, and I think that
oof.
kind of character because anglerfish, I didn't talk at all. It was just kind of the big meathead, and I think it added to it. I was fine. That fish costume is very durable.
Irony enough, Eric, Rise cosplay in the chat
Reese
asked,
cosplay. That's
Hi, Reese. Hello. Hi, Reese.
Reese cosplay asked, were you the anglerfish or were you Nemo?
I was the anglerfish. I cannot do a good enough voice as Jeremy or Robert. So
Oh,
I
okay, that threw me off. I thought it was a recorder. I'm not joking. That threw me
yeah, no,
off.
Jeremy did an amazing Robert impression. Because for
That
those
was
of you that
scary
don't know,
good.
for those of you that don't know, Negan comes up, and Negan had killed the Freaky Fish guy a few shows ago. I believe it was AX 2017.
Really?
So
Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
I believe so. Could be wrong, but anyways, so what happened was Negan comes back, but the Freaky Fish guy's ghost starts speaking, and that was actually Jeremy off stage doing a pitch perfect Robert impression.
That was scary impressive. Like, even
Yeah.
Julian and I, we were talking in the back. Oh, it might be a recorder.
yeah.
Oh, it might
People
be a
thought it was
recorder.
pre-recorded.
Yeah, exactly. We were fooled so good. So,
It
Jeremy,
could-
if you're watching this, freaking kudos, because, oh
Props,
my god,
man,
that was
you were-
good.
But it could have so easily been pre-recorded. But
Exactly.
Robert and Jeremy took that extra effort, and I appreciate that. And then Robert and Jeremy and I appear to Robert, and I actually tackle him, kind of throw him off the stage so that he could go in the back and chain. Yeah, pass out fish sticks to whoever.
That was funny. That was funny.
I was hype man. It was my first time being kind of. I hope I did well. I haven't.
You
watched
did
my-
fantastic. You and Jeremy did a fantastic
Ye-
fish handling.
You didn't break your neck.
Yeah. Thank you so much, all the stage hands, all the guides. Thank you for not falling. That'd be pretty bad.
We don't need more. We don't need more dead fish on the field. We already got enough. Nah, but no, that was just so scary impressive. Just seeing the fact that Jeremy literally pulled that off, and I'm no stinking way. Like, I think everybody was fooled until then you guys said, yeah, this was literally Jeremy saying it, and even Julian and I, we're just sit there jaw drop. Holy crap, that was too pitch perfect. No clue how he pulled it off, but it was good.
Remember, Jeremy has quite the vocal range. He does a really good henchman 22. If you ever get him to do that.
One day.
And
One day.
look at that, chat. I fixed it.
Yay! Gonna be
Sorry
hype.
if I keep picking up my cat. It's just he likes to be baby. He bothers.
Internet loves cats.
So
Internet
I mean, there's that. There's Glenn pulling off Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That is
That was impressive.
that was out of his range. But did you listen to? If you listen to his writing, it's so good. Like,
It got better. It got tremendously better.
you know,
which
it's like
is
you're.
really
I
solid.
transform into a truck, and Skeletor is going to transform into a loser.
That was so. Optimus was so relieving because I was afraid the mask would be a huge hurdle.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Somehow he got around with using the microphone, especially with that kind of mask. I was like,
And
oh crap, he found a way. Huh?
Movements as well, especially climbing up the stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of his more so than Robert. His there was so many things could go wrong because at least Robert has done the fish already.
Yeah.
And Glenn, that was his first time and
Pulling off Optimus Prime.
pulling off Optimus. And at first, the crowd was just kind of like with it, and then they loved it.
Especially when he said like mother trucker, nuts and bolts and all that.
Abs of steel.
God. Just he literally pulled out like all the stop to Optimus Prime, mentioning Transformers roll out. I'm sitting here like, yeah, he has a really solid shot. Like, Glenn, you did a fantastic job. I don't know how else to say it. Like, holy crap.
Now-
that was really solid.
Now, crowd, we know that Skeletor and Florida Man were the top two. But
Yeah.
if you were to pull the CWF on the most anticipated entry, it would be Buggy the Clown.
That was cool.
So-
that
Oh
was
my
cool.
God.
So-
Buggy was actually I had been workshopping with G to do Buggy because I
Really?
One Piece, and I told G I was like, you know what, this is the character I think would do really well on CW.
No, yeah, Buggy the Clown is a because if you know One Piece, Buggy the Clown is the perfect character to get into CWF. He's well known, but he's not overexposed. He has a very distinct personality and catchphrases, and you could lose as Buggy multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yes, he's a jobber.
He's a
Great jobber.
He's a great jobber. He's one of the best jobbers, but now he's kind of, in wrestling terms, he moved his way to the upper mid card. So,
Yeah.
so
And
Eric
that
wants.
gives Buggy a lot of room to grow as a performer.
Oh
Mark,
yeah.
who was Buggy, when I found out he was going to be Buggy, I was actually very happy. I was like, okay, I know I was workshopping this guy, but he could pull it off.
It also helps that Mark is really tall and lanky.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually didn't know Buggy was that tall. I mean, I know One Piece characters are tall, but when I looked up his height, I was like, man, okay, maybe it's good I wasn't Buggy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Mark is tall, and when he wears the tricorder hat, he just looks even taller.
Taller.
Yeah, and he had only been to Skype at that point, and I told him, hey man, this is a character you're gonna want to stick because Buggy knows so much. I mean, I think Impel Down or Marine Ford would be like geek. at
Yeah,
CW.
no, Marine 4 Buggy is so good, but oh
What
man,
made me laugh though? What made me laugh when Mark pulled off Buggy on stage? I'm just gonna say this out there. I don't know if anybody saw this in the show when he was literally doing the juggling thing, and he's
Oh.
like, "Yeah, I'm not taking care of responsibility." I'm like,
oh no, that juggling
Thank
bit
you.
was so because he didn't just drop. He didn't just let him go. He
Nah.
made an effort. He was doing the hand motions to catch
Exactly,
him,
yeah.
but they all fell, so it was
and the
perfect.
fact that he tagged, and the fact that he said, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna take this responsibility." I'm like, "Oh my God, you went that direction. Well played. Just damn you, but well played." Like, oh my God, that one made me.
Please keep doing Buggy because
Please.
trust me, that character has so much growing.
You could go really far with that character if you just keep at it. Like, he's one of those characters I could see get really far. Like, probably finals far.
Well, Christina, Buggy is interesting if you're not, for those of you that aren't familiar with One Piece.
Number one, get familiar.
Number one, get familiar. Number two, Buggy is one of the first antagonists he fights. He's very pathetic, but then he thinks so highly of himself. By the time Impel Down happens, we see Buggy doing a prison break with all these other great villains, and they end up joining this war, and Buggy completely by chance ends up becoming this like hero and leader to all these crazy prisoners, and every mistake he ever makes, the prisoners justify it as some kind of act of genius. So
Like,
there's just
Wow.
it's like,
I can
oh,
imagine
look at
Buggy having an impelled down crowd in CWF just constantly hyping him on, even if he's messing up horribly. It's just like boosting that ego because of how silly
because
lost.
the funniest thing about Buggy is also one of the most fascinating things about Buggy is unlike most egotistical characters, Buggy knows that he ain't shit.
Yeah.
He knows he ain't shit, and like in the back of Buggy's mind, he's like, "Oh God, I should stop. I'm gonna die."
But he keeps succeeding.
But he keeps pushing the bluff.
Yeah.
It's almost like Adam Sandler's character in Uncut
God.
Gems.
G and I were kind of like jokingly workshopping to the point where now I'd actually kind of like to see that happen.
Honestly, it would be hella interesting just to see an Adam Sandler character just in CWF itself, because it's just so ironically funny.
Well, I mean, Adam Sandler's character, this movie is actually very serious, and Adam
Really.
Sandler's losing performance. He's, I think, probably the best actor last year, honestly.
It's his best performance since Punch Drunk Love.
Yes, and
Wow.
it's just such a fun character that I think could actually work well for CWF. Basically, in this movie, he's a over his head jewelry salesman, and he gets into really big debt with loan sharks, addicted to sports betting. So G and I were like, man, imagine if he started getting into wrestling betting and ended up entering CWF, betting everything on himself, only to lose. And then, kind of like the Anything Goes segments, he just goes around trying to swindle all the CWF.
Oh my God.
You're betting that Brock Lesnar is gonna lose against Daniel Bryan? That's a dumb bet.
You know. Good lord.
Got a lot of money running on this. Okay?
Get it? I will admit though, Isaac's entry as Thor.
Oh,
That made me laugh, but
Oh
I
my-
felt bad when Daniel mentioned the mom joke bit, and I'm like, ouch.
So pulling back the curtain, we knew that we had it planned. Where's my phone? We had it planned that Isaac was going to
Disqualify himself.
first off, Reese writes, Buggy's the Mr. Satan of One Piece. Pretty good. Anyway, we knew that Thor was going to DQ himself just because Isaac didn't have all the material ready. So we arranged it where he's gonna walk away, and Daniel knew in his mind that he has to engineer an insult so harsh that it warrants that. So when Daniel went in hard, I remember I said, Isaac, do the Thor run when he runs away in Endgames, because in my brain it would be that he says an insult, it's really bad, and then Buggy Buggy would Buggy I would love to see that fight. Then
Thor would basically walk away.
yeah, then Skeletor would say an insult, and then Thor, basically the heat got too hot for him. But then Daniel went vicious. So instead,
he did.
So instead of doing the funny Thor jog, he just does he just mopes, and it was so heartbreaking until the crowd was singing.
Hey, goodbye. God, that made me feel hurt, but I was like, damn, Daniel. Just damn. You and your freaking witty comebacks.
I'm curious, what's the longest reign that someone had as CW?
I think Daniel.
No. Longest reign is Franziska von. Longest reign in general or longest heavyweight reign?
Ooh, that is.
And also, are we talking about possession of the belt or kayfabe reign?
Possession.
Oh, which belt? Any belt? Okay, longest heavyweight reign is a tie between Little Mac and Francisco Von Karma, who have held the belt for Fanime to Fanime.
Oh wow.
So Skeletor is going to meet that with the caveat that Skeletor is the only one who defended at AX and ALA.
So far, yeah.
That is
Which
true.
is still insane.
Yeah. Longest kayfabe champion is Matt Ishida, who's had the blackout belt for 4 years. Longest character in possession of a belt is probably Sailor Moon,
For
who
Blackout?
for blackout because she won it in January last year.
Whoa. Huh.
So she has it for more than a year.
That's actually impressive. Very impressive, actually.
And Daniel struck gold.
Oh yeah, wait up. There's Lupin and Jigen are also going to hit the 1 year mark.
That's right.
Though they've only had Fanime.
Yeah, they only had ALA and Phantomania. But if we're just talking about raw possession, they're in there.
Not bad.
We'll see
Not bad.
at Fanimania if those two belts will stay.
The ultimate question, will they keep their belts still?
Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody has ever retained a belt at Phantomania. Cuz the crowd is hip because they go, "Okay, you had your time. Fuck off."
It's extremely different from I remembering Fanime crowd, they go 10 times serious. ALA, they're literally just like, we want a meme to win.
Oh yeah, no, they will come in.
It's so different. My God.
I am
the
here for
atmosphere is
Skeletor. F everyone else. Fanime, it's like
Pretty much.
Fanime. This is a
Already gunning for Skeletor before the show even started.
oh yeah, but you know that's not us knocking down. I don't want us to sound like.
No.
Definitely extremely talented. Like I said, he struck gold with.
He was extremely witty, really quick on his feet, especially with like the one-on-one comebacks. Oh my God, it was just so hilarious.
He
I still think about to this
Man.
day when I went against him as Virgil and he called me Inuyasha.
I'm still. Oh Lord. I remember one of the photos one of the people in the audience took and they posted it on their Twitter. And it was of me as King Boo versus Skeletor. I'm looking at my face character and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to laugh so hard. But I'm trying to keep that serious face as this character, but I'm like, I cannot keep it serious. It's freaking so. Oh my God. It was something about like saying, oh, like Luigi's Mansion is like a Scenery game, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Luigi Sama, don't hurt me." And I'm sitting here trying so fucking hard not to laugh. Oh my God, I hate you because obviously some people in the CWF know I am a huge freaking Luigi's Mansion nerd, and the fact that he used it against me, I tried so hard not to laugh. Damn it.
Glenn said that he was happy he had the mask because he was laughing when Daniel was talking to Killer T and said, "I don't have blood."
You moron. I don't have blood, you moron. It's like, jeez.
Oh God, everybody was on their A game.
It was really
So when Kevin said, "Bring everyone back," I'm all right. Nobody flinched. Nobody bat an eye when he brought everyone back. It was a good show, and I'm excited. Everyone is already gearing up for Fanime. It's going to be very interesting. Eric already bought his ticket.
I'm figuring out if I'm gonna staff or not.
Because right now Fanime is always the hardest show to cast because everyone wants to be in it, and
yeah, because that's the WrestleMania.
But everyone also knows that unless you're holding a belt, you're not guaranteed in it.
Yeah, that's what makes it even tougher.
I mean, it's been one of my dreams because Phantomania was actually my first CWF show.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that it's coming up. This is my first time going in 3 or 4 years. I'm just, potentially my first time performing. I'm just like, I'm honestly scared.
Honestly, it would be good. I think you would honestly pull off a really fantastic job. You and the tag team belt at Fanime, especially if you're against
Wait.
the princesses and Lupin. That
Thievin
would be
Thievin Ninja has a question. So I never asked. Didn't no one had the idea for Florida Boy to
Florida
be a
boy to be a
foreman?
Florida man. If I need to explain this, I will. That would be insane to see that happen because
Flor-
it's already just me galore.
Florida Boy with Florida Man.
Good lord. But honestly, I think Fanimania would be also what is it? So long story short, for some people in the CWF universe, I'm actually dating one of the people in CWF. I'm dating the guy that is your, and him and I, we've been talking here and there for some fun little shenanigans because us. But no, he wants to perform at Fanime again. He really wants to.
Everyone
and
wants to.
Everyone wants.
Everyone wants to perform.
Everybody wants to, and I'm sitting here like
For
oh,
good
crap.
reason.
Oh hell yeah!
But
A lot is at stake. A lot.
a lot is at
A lot's at stake here. There's too many. It's a really big show, really worth it. Everybody should go and watch it on their or in
and
person if they can.
and typically whoever gets into Fanime, I mean who wins Fanime gets to go to AX, and hey,
Yeah.
less problems with
Oh.
AX. All right, but
God.
let's finish up this night with the other MVP of the show, and that's the Anything Goes belt.
That was fun.
Yeah, my first time.
Yeah, same.
I'm so grateful that Jericho gave us the idea to do Anything Goes, because between TaioCon and ALA, we've had at least 9 to 10 exchanges, and they're the production values are getting dumber.
Yeah.
Like when
You're welcome for that.
yeah, with the little I Dream of Genie bing
God.
sword popping.
I think when what is it? Yeah, me and Eric, we did our little bit over at the press and industry one because we were talking saying, "Oh, let's do it at Tabletop Game." Because the funny issue is when we filmed it, it was the day I was not cosplaying King. I was actually cosplaying Little Yugi that day. So the fun scenario was I did not have my face paint on or my full cosplay. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, what can we do? We need a spot for our table. You know, we need a table and a place that's quiet so you could hear us talk. And we're thinking, oh, a tabletop. But when we went to tabletop, it was actually pretty noisy. And then, yeah, and everybody playing Bargain Quest too at the same time. So I'm like,
You
hey,
move.
hey.
You don't talk shit. You know,
I'm not talking crap, okay?
if
I'm
we
not
had
talking crap.
if we had our time, if we had our way, we would have just put winner of Bargain Quest gets the belt.
Wow, but I wasn't playing. I was too.
Whose fault was that for not playing Bargain Quest?
Well, I'm sorry. I was staffing as well. So boo.
Well,
What can I say?
you could have staffed Bargain Quest.
No, but we somehow got around it because I was talking to Eric and I'm like, we have to go to a place that's quiet. And I remember I was talking to Jaime when he was in, what is it? The industry area, because that was his first time actually staffing the con. So I'm like, okay, I know exactly where to go. So we went over to the press and industry, and then I'm like, hey Jaime, yeah, we're gonna film in here. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, yeah, because it's quiet and there's a table and I need that table. And if any of you saw the little bit that we did, Virgil and King Boo, basically, that was actually really well done with with the editing that Anthony did for that. That made me laugh. Oh my god.
Thieving.
Showing that to my coworkers, and they were just really confused.
First of all,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Backstage Pass is hit a milestone because we have 400 followers on Twitter. Hey, thank you.
That was really good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
let's get, as Angelica said, 400 followers on Twitch, because that would be
That's gonna be fun.
excellent. That would be
Yeah,
excellent.
and Yeah, that's why you couldn't see my face in the video because I didn't have my face paint on. So I literally only brought with me my crown, my gloves, and my jacket. So that's why they filmed behind my head and over to my sketchbook. So it totally made more sense. So we found that little loophole that kind of saved me a lot of hassle because Yugi with King Boo face paint ain't gonna look pretty. It's gonna look really bizarre.
Well, I mean, King Boo in general doesn't look pretty.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, whoa. He's
Whoa.
badass character.
He's
me.
okay, I misspoke
Okay,
there.
bro. Okay,
Well-
you pushed that line too far. He's not that ugly. He's pretty badass, bruh. He's a cool boo. He's the only boo that can show his face without getting scared, okay?
Oh my god, when Daniel called Boo tsunderes.
Yeah,
That
that was
just-
so bad.
I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, damn it, Daniel, shut up.
Speaking of favorites, Thieving Ninja writes in the chat that Spicy Burrito, he really likes Spicy Burrito.
Yeah.
Spicy Burrito has been winning a lot of shows.
Fan favorite too.
Yeah, Spicy
He's
Burrito
a-
is the out of California favorite.
Yeah.
But still, Eric, you gave him that L as Keanu Reeves.
That was funny. Good lord. Good freaking lord. Especially Anime California. Good lord.
But-
Spicy bath salts. Oh lord.
Spicy bath salts.
Oh my freaking lord, that chant was amazing.
Spicy.
Funny.
I was sitting upstage and I'm going, the CWF does not promote substance abuse or drugs, please.
And then you see Florida Man, and it's like, oh, we're done.
Oh,
We're
dude,
done.
when Daniel said we have cocaine, I'm all, oh my god, we're gonna get kicked out.
That keeps the limit pretty far with the whole Seaman fish sticks.
That was
No, Seaman and fish sticks was okay because we have plausible deniability. They're puns. There's no pun.
Exactly.
There's no pun with cocaine.
Florida Man doing a line of coke.
Yeah.
That was just bad. Like, oh my god. Like once he put the quote unquote cocaine all over his face, I just couldn't stop laughing. Oh, we're gonna be in so much trouble because of this. Good lord. Just good lord.
Like, I had a talk with Jeremy. I was like, please don't make your drug use so obvious. Call it Florida Flower.
That would have been funnier. But I think the fact that the whole audience caught on. Hell, they freaking chanted meth half the time.
I was like, no, don't chant meth, please.
The whole audience just really.
No, we were chanting math.
Oh, math. Yes. Yes,
Sounded
math.
one or the other. It sounded the same to me.
Oh, no.
Just sit like,
No.
Math, okay? Math is good for you.
Yeah, math.
yes, do your homework, you guys. Make sure you do your education.
Hey, everybody knows how important math is in pro wrestling. Because, like, when Florida Man, you see, all men are created equal. So when you have a 50% chance, but when you add Samoa Joe, your odds go down. Christia, do you know the Steiner Math promo?
Sadly, no.
Eric, do you know the Steiner Math promo?
Don't.
Okay, I'm gonna make you two listen to the Steiner Math promo. And Eric, you as a teacher, even though you're not a math teacher, will be gobsmacked with this.
I'm scared.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Oh, yes. They were chanting math, not meth. But I'm really happy with Anything Goes because it really shows the world behind the ring, that where there's character interactions that don't normally get to happen. And
Exactly.
if I may pat myself on the back, all the Anything Goes videos with the really interesting camera work, like the Jenga episode, that's me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, this is also thanks to editing. It's the only time we can probably get to see any of Virgil's powers.
Yeah, like some editing skills. Thank you, Anthony, for that. That was actually really, really cool. Like, oh my god, that
And
made me
another
laugh.
episode with Virgil will be uploaded soon. So
Yeah.
you'll get to. I won't spoil who Virgil loses it to, but
We'll just put it this way: it's funny. It's funny.
It's fun, but we all, if anybody on the team knows what my dream anything goes situation is, right? You know?
If I remember correctly, shoot.
It would be a Scooby-Doo hallway chase.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
I
I
want
remember that.
I mean, we tested that with Virgil.
I want to
Yeah,
do
we
that
did.
so
It is
bad. I want a chase scene and a masking scene and
You want to do a full Scooby Doo episode at this point?
no, it's
Jeez.
gotta dude, we can't not do the hallway the hallway the hallway of doors. It's just
You gotta find the right con to do that first.
yeah,
off.
actually that's the hardest part. While we can make people blink in and out, if there is we
It's
need
the doors.
no, we need an empty hallway.
That too.
If there are people in the background, then the illusion is broken.
Yeah. You gotta do it late at night, pretty much, or late or early in the morning when no one is freaking at the con. And if you could just do it for 5 minutes, it is possible. It's just you gotta nudge your way through with a few people to get in. But the Living Ninjas at ALA is about to make CWF event an 18 plus.
No. Don't make it 18 plus. Do not make it 18 plus.
I'm not saying anything.
We had it at 18 plus for 3 years. That's why we were at freaking midnight. I don't want to do that.
Please don't do that to me.
Please,
don't do that
no.
to me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill myself when my shift is super.
It's just not maybe the main.
Well, it's not just that, but even okay. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but the time slot that we had for this ALA freaking phenomenally fantastic.
Oh, dude, it was a great time slot because we got to party afterwards.
Not just that, people actually showed up.
Well, I mean, people
That's
showed
what
up
I'm
less.
pointing to.
People
But I
always
mean,
show
the crowd
up.
Was bigger. The crowd was bigger. That's what I'm pointing out towards. So it was more like people were able to show up more, and actually it was a good time slot. It was before the party and before the dance. So it helped get that attention a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it is now 9:30. I think that will be enough time for us to wrap it up. I want to thank our guests, Christina and Eric, for showing up, and also thank them for their involvement in the show. Also want to thank them and you, the audience, for putting up with all the extra delays and Twitch mishaps. And thank you, Anthony, from Mission Star Podcast for being my lifeline to fix all this. Our next show will for CWF will probably be at Daikon, as we announced at ALA. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, signing off. This is Gerardo. It's Christina and Eric. You all have fun. All right.
Bye, guys.
Catch you next time.